So guys, this is Will from Summit Trust Auto. Got my boy Noah right here, also part of Summit Trust Auto. Today we're going to talk about important things in life, such as why the hell we're in a Maybach, all right? You guys see the scene. You guys see what's good. What are two young dudes doing in a Maybach?
Salvage title.
All right, yeah.
That's what we're really diving in deep today. How do you get a good deal? You know, you got a little bit of money, but you want to ball out.
It's like how are you going to LARP, bro? It's like you can rent a Maybach for $1,000 a day, or you can buy a Maybach for $10,000. You know, then you have it every day of the year. But let's get into the important things in life, all right? Not everything's Maybachs. Let's talk about Land Rovers and what's been grinding my gears recently.
You lost out big. He wanted this Holland Holland limited edition Range Rover. They only made about 50 of them.
30.
And, 30. My bad. But one of them just sold recently, cheap. The cheapest one's ever sold. And he's a little butthurt about it.
Definitely a little butthurt. But yeah, no, it was Holland Holland. If you search on Bring a Trailer right now, if your Wi-Fi worked and you searched on Bring a Trailer right now, you'd be able to see that only 2 have ever sold, and they've each brought over 120K, 125. One sold for 148. And you're like, man, what are they putting in these Range Rovers? And I thought the same thing, because so it's an SV autobiography, so the top trim, but it's the Holland Holland edition, right? So you're like, dude, what are they putting in it? It was green on the outside, tan guts. And I was like, man, why are these ones? Because normal ones, I mean, they're going for like 50K, 60K. You know, they're still bringing money, but they're 10-year-old SUVs, right? Those things have depreciated, bro. It's a Land Rover, unreliable. Why would people put money into that, especially $150,000 10 years later? That's what I was thinking. And turns out, searched it up, they're like the premier gun maker in all of Great Britain. They got these crazy bespoke guns and everything, and they were like, all right, we make cool, expensive guns. Land Rover makes cool, expensive cars. We're both in Britain. Let's do a collab. And boom, the collab was born. And this thing was crazy, man. It had all the bespoke door handles, bespoke leather, bespoke gold trim in the wood grain. Honestly, it wasn't too much different than what you're already getting in a normal SV. It did come with this crazy gun case. I mean, crazy. I think some of them sold in Great Britain with the guns for an extra, because these guns start at like $100,000. And so if you're already dropping $250, $300 on your Range Rover, what's another, $200,000 to, stock the gun case with your brand new Holland Holland? All right, let's pull this up right here. All right, so this is the 2016 Land Rover Range Rover SV autobiography, long wheelbase Holland Holland edition. So this one, clean title, obviously, had 42K miles on the odometer at this point. 6 years past when it was sold, 126,000 still. One of 30 Holland Hollands. British gunmaker signature metallic green paint over tan espresso leather. I mean, this thing was baller. I mean, all the SVs were super baller, man. You got to check out these. You thought these Maybach seats were nice? These are just as nice. Same trays, same extended things, man. But people don't know. People don't put the respect on them that they deserve. And I mean, this one was the creme de la creme. I mean, let's see if we can get a picture of the bespoke door handles here. Get a little close up on these. Man, look at these photos they took. Mad angelic. Hold up. Let me load. There we go. Look at that green paint. Are you kidding me? Let's find a picture of these door handles. Yeah, there's the trunk open with the gun case. Crazy. Look at that thing. It was like built into the car.
Didn't you get a wood rear trunk area in it too?
Yeah. You got crazy wood grain in the trunk and everything. Let's get a close-up. Yeah, here's the close-up. So this is what Holland Holland's known for. It's like they sell these $100,000 shotguns with these crazy engravings in it. And this is like the real creme de la creme. What's actually worth money is just the door handles. A little bit of a letdown. You got some of their branding elsewhere and other little nice hiccups and trims elsewhere. But this is the creme de la creme of the car. Why you're paying an extra $50,000 versus a different, SV autobiography. It's for these handles, man. And those are the coolest door handles I've ever seen in a car. I'm not knocking them at all, but it is hard to tell the difference between actual, autobiography. But here we go. We got Holland Holland on the dash right here. Yeah,
and the wood grain on there is just beautiful.
Yeah. I wonder if the listing says what type of wood it was. Let's see here. Control F wood real quick.
I wonder if it's the same wood that they used to make the shotguns with.
Probably. Dude, a guy named Southwood won the car. Oh, what did he say? Thank you, very neat car. Now need the shotguns. Hey, he's got the money if he's dropping it on that. You find the 5.0?
I just searched 5-liter Range Rover. What color was it? Green?
Green, yeah. Here, let me...
When did it go?
Oh, here. Let me search chats here. Range Rover SV.
Search Holland and Holland.
Well, yeah, here.
You had it in the SB chat.
I can find it in my chats, the VIN. Hey, next pod, better internet connection.
Yeah.
A little bit of scuff, but hey, we gotta get it out. I got some shit to talk about these cars, man. Let's see here. We're looking for 2017. No, that's new find. We're looking for 2016. 51K miles. All right. Here's the VIN, boys. Here's the VIN. So this tool is called Auto Helper Bot. You can use it to search, old sort of previous sold listings from either Copart or IAA. And, it's a good resource to have, especially their attachment up top there. Free game for y'all. Download Auto Helper Bot and add the Chrome extension. Not sponsored. Should be, though. But, yeah, check this thing out. So 2016 Range Rover SV autobiography. So it's not labeled as such, right? It's not labeled as a Holland Holland. Sometimes we saw a few of these autobiographies or just even base supercharged 5.0s get labeled on IAA as Holland Holland, but never actually the real Holland Holland. There were only ever 30 of these, and from us digging through these sales history, we've only ever found 2, and the other one was burnt up, like caught on fire.
And Copart's notorious for not listing stuff. They will just list either the top trim level as the lowest trim level or the lowest trim level as the top trim level. There's really no in between. Or a lot of times they just won't even tell you the trim. They'll just say Mercedes S-Class and you have to decipher the rest. But then you can find these gems because no one else can sort by it either. So you have to go individual, car by car, going through the photos, looking at the options, looking at the VIN. And that's when you can get one heck of a deal like this guy got with this one.
And I think that's what he just said is part of the reason why we missed, because we looked for these Range Rover autobiographies pretty regularly. It's one of the more luxury items that we do look for on occasion, and we somehow never saw this thing listed. We had known about the Holland and Holland from a few months back, maybe even a year ago. We had seen and heard about it, but now here in front of my face, this thing sold last month in April, man. 51K miles, and you see it right there. Winning bid, 22.5K. This guy, 51, so 10K more miles than the one that just sold, but 1/6 of the price? Are you kidding me? What? That's crazy. This one is such a crazy deal. Sometimes, you try to shoot for maybe 30% of the original value based on damage, maybe 50% if it's little damage, but man, this guy got a smoking deal. I wonder if he even knew what it was, because
He did if he bid it up to 22,000.
Yeah.
Because even just a normal SV would go into the teens, maybe 15, 16.
Yeah.
It's a 2016, so it's the first gen 405s. It's got 50K miles, low miles, but the thing's trashed. So it looks like someone was living out of it.
Well, yeah, it's trashed on the inside, but
but
there's
not trashed on the outside.
Yeah,
What's the damage on it?
It was vandalism damage, as you can
Really?
obviously see.
They had the Biohazard sticker.
Yeah,
on
so
the back.
Biohazard. So things get labeled as Biohazard. Sometimes a car gets in a crash, a bad one, and the person bleeds. Yeah, you want to put Biohazard on it. Sometimes a homeless guy is shooting up in his car. Possibly there might be needles in this car, but from what you can see in the photos, maybe not. We can zoom in. It just looks like trash down
Most
here.
of the time, it's someone left food in the vehicle.
Food as well. Could be smells.
And they get at the auction and they get a whiff of that and they slap that sticker on there, just letting anyone know, hey, well, plug your nose before you venture into here.
But yeah, this was crazy. I mean, no exterior damage. This thing just needed a deep detail. I mean, this guy had a hell of a collection going on. I mean, he's got tons of Android phones sitting in the front seat, duct tape, random boxes, random
Handicap
signs, trash all over the place. Hey, it might have been a handicapped person driving. Who knows? But yeah, look at the back.
My theory is someone died and then the child of them started just using it as a storage vehicle or just didn't know what to do with it.
Well, this is why I think the homeless guy theory is a little stronger. Because, dude, this is his stealing tools, bro.
Yeah,
this guy
he's got the snips.
This guy goes around and steals bikes out of this Range Rover that he
just
stole.
need an angle grinder in the back.
Yeah,
and he's got the full setup.
This guy just goes steal stuff and got caught, and now insurance is selling it with the salvage title. Unfortunately, you would have hoped that maybe they kept it clean title. I mean, hey, they did kind of know the market value. I mean, they paid out $81,500 on it, but nowhere near what it was actually worth. I mean, these things are sick. Leather headliner. When have you ever seen a car with a leather headliner? I mean, this thing was done to the tippity top of the game, man. This thing was on another level. And I mean, I like to do this when I'm judging vehicles. This is a new tactic of mine. Looking at these engine bay photos. I mean, if the engine bay is clean, and I mean, look at this, man. I mean, this engine bay looks pretty spotless. I mean, someone kept good care of this. Obviously, if they spent $300,000 on it when new, you know, you'd hope whoever bought it kept good care of it. But man, this thing was a winner.
I mean, buying a car off the auction, you really just want good bones. Because you know there's going to be some cosmetic damage. You know people have been rough on it. But as long as the engine and transmission are good, everything else can be replaced. You know, you're getting at such a discount that, you know, you can equate in, okay, I need a little body work. Okay, we need some paint here. Okay, we need a bumper, fender, whatever it might be. But if it's got a bad engine and it's a Range Rover or something like that, then you either have to get it for nothing or just be crazy and ready to watch a lot of YouTube videos trying to fix something. But
yeah, it gets rough. Personal experience, the Cayenne. Let's not even talk about that today, all right? But you got to be careful sometimes. Don't get too sunken into a vehicle. You got to find the good deals and find good bones. Dude, tell them about the Range Rover you just bought. It's next to us.
Yeah, so I just bought a 2016 HSE, so very low trim. Comparatively to this, it's not even in the same league. Smaller engine, not nearly as nice interior, none of the options, but I mean, it's still a Range Rover. But even this one went for $22K, this one sold for $4K. So a little bit of difference there, but clean title, 2 keys, very minimal damage.
You got the
white
lot
with
number?
the beige interior. Yeah, here I can.
Let me show him what you got, what you're working with, and what he didn't mention. You know, obviously there's stigma around salvage titles. You may be watching this, you might, you know, be thinking maybe like, let's get a salvage title car, let's buy it from auction. I always see these people getting crazy deals. Shout out Matt Armstrong. He's a little too British for my liking, but you know, he does, you know, the most extreme car, so you've probably heard of him. But man, I mean, all those Matt Armstrong cars, salvage title. This Range Rover he just picked up, a gem, clean title. Woo! A flip potential.
You're hyping it up a little too much, but
it's clean title. It's clean title. I mean, that clean title takes you. When you've sold some salvage cars, you realize how much easier it is to sell a clean title car.
Allegedly clean title, because they'll send you a clean title, but you never know how it was sent into the, you know, national DMV. So if they sent in total loss, it could be eventually turned into a salvage title, depending.
Gotta
so it's
sell
kind
it
of
quick.
a gamble.
Gotta sell it quick.
Yeah, but
let's see here if I can pull it up on Auto Bin Master here. Here it is, dude. Another reason why Auto Helper Bot is so elite, especially on Copart. IAA, they'll tell you whether it's an insurance or seller, but that's a big thing you want to look for each time you're buying a vehicle. There's almost never a good reason to buy from a seller, because if someone's selling it, That
There's
means
a reason.
there's a reason that someone's selling
They're
it.
trying to ditch it. Because if they could make money, they'd sell it on Facebook. They'd go
Yeah.
trade it in somewhere. There's something horrifically wrong, and they're trying to hide it and trying to get top dollar. Or they just don't want to deal with it. Either it's some electrical issue, the engine's knocking, there's missing key, it could be anything.
Yeah, sometimes I'll pull this up after, but sometimes the seller would ditch the keys to hide the fact that it has some crazy engine knock going on. I think that might be what's going on with that one Cayenne. But look at this thing. I mean, look at this exterior. I mean, this thing,
Wood
it's
grain
very
interior.
similar. I mean, you look at this, to the common car guy. This looks the same as the SV, but just a different color. Obviously, you don't got these exact seats back here. But who do you care? You want to disclose the price, what you got for this thing?
Sure.
Look at the deal on this. Sub 5? Sub 5. This is as impressive as a sub 5 mile. He got it sub 5K. Are you kidding me, bro? Look at that.
And it doesn't say runs and drives in the Copart listing either, but it ran and drove.
Oh my, this guy.
No codes.
This guy got a gem right here. If we look at the listing photos here, this thing had a big old red warning light while it was idling, had a chassis, turned it on, cleared codes. They don't come back. Perfect. They were just like from sitting in the shop. They were just like
Drives
popped
great.
up. Drives great. Suspension's good. Even got a little quarter tank left in it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing's a winner right there. You stand to make a good chunk of change on them. But hey, who'd you buy it for?
For a flip?
I thought you bought it for your mom.
She likes it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
she already likes her Lincoln. She has a Lincoln Aviator, which she likes. She got it. It's salvage title from hail damage, and she's been driving that for the last year. She enjoys it, but she liked the Range Rover how high you sit up and the visibility. She said it kind of drives like a truck to her comparatively. The Lincoln's really soft. You hit a bump, but it also feels like a boat. It doesn't handle the best. The Range Rover, she said, handled great. So she might be switching to the Range Rover for the time being.
Here, I want to pull up that Cayenne that I was just talking about. So this is a good opportunity to show you the power of Auto Helper Bot here. Let's see here. So yeah, so we're over here in Western North Carolina, given Summit Trust. We're in the mountains, so that's where we got the name from. But look at this, 27. Oh, they just redid the photos. They took down the sale date. They kept. And it says
Repossession. Key missing.
Yeah, so this is what I think's going on. I don't know. I'll get into it. So Auto Helper Bot, it tells you it's the seller. It's a good idea to stay away from sellers because look, it says stationary key missing. So things are going to get labeled as stationary if the keys are missing. You could find some crazy steals out there if you know what to look for. Like if there's little damage and I don't know, hard to explain, but sometimes key missing in stationary, that's why the freaking the Holland, because it was stationary. It didn't have keys. It was keys missing. So people didn't want to take the gamble. But I bet you, it was stolen. Of course there were no keys. Of course you couldn't start it. So someone got a crazy deal on that. But yeah, look at this Cayenne. No damage, clean title. It previously had a buy now of 11K on it. But you're looking at this thing and you're like, 80K? These things retail for like, these base trims still retail for like 16 to 20,000 depending on where you are and who's the buyer. Keyless entry. This thing's clean. But hey, seller. All right, let's click on Auto Helper Bot. We'll check it out.
We'll go to the Panamera. That's an even better example.
Here, we'll pull that up. But look at it. So it originally sold earlier in the year on Copart, and they had a hard time selling it. They ended up, I don't know why they didn't sell it the first 2 times that it ran, but it eventually sold for $9,700. So they're already trying to squeeze out more value out of it. But look at this thing. So here, does it say if it ran? So the keys were present and it did run, or I think, but
Allegedly.
Also it had the updated headlights in it. So these headlights cost way more than the previous generation's ones that were on it. I think this guy bought it, realized that he couldn't flip it, took the headlights out, and there was probably some engine knocking or something. Sent it to the lot with no keys, and was just hoping some schmuck picks. It had 2 keys, man. And you're trying to tell me the keys are missing 2 months later? No. This guy's hiding something.
Well, let's go to the... Oh, so they don't show it running.
I think...
That's interesting.
It does say primary damage mechanical, so I bet they did run it.
It's a bad engine.
Yeah, it was probably. But these VR6, I wonder what
People
was wrong.
say these VR6s are good. I've only ever seen people have trouble with them. They're like, oh, it's reliable, but it's a Volkswagen engine. I mean, they made it for a long time.
They're cheaper to work on than other cars for sure.
Yeah, but it's a Volkswagen engine in a Porsche.
Yeah, nothing special. You know, you're not getting a real Porsche when you buy one of these. We can say that for another day, but this one's just a Touareg in a pretty exterior.
And I actually went and checked out that vehicle yesterday at the auction, and yeah, the interior in the photos it looks a whole lot better, but it was actually pretty rough. An exterior has hail damage, which they don't disclose.
Oh yeah,
there's all these dimples in the paint, and they don't even tell you anything.
I think it hailed I think it got the damage while it was at the lot, because it's been sitting at that lot for a long time now.
And anytime you see a lot go from Copart to IAA or IAA to Copart to the biggest auction houses, if you see them flip-flopping, it means that's a hot potato, and you don't want to be caught holding that thing. Yeah. I mean, that in a seller selling something like that, that means it is trouble through and throughout, and you don't want to touch it with a 30-foot pole.
This guy's greedy as hell, man. He bought it for $9,000. Obviously, after fees, he's probably hit with close to 11, maybe a little more. But he took the good headlights out of it. He took the $2,000 headlights, put it in his car, threw an old pair in there, and now he's still trying to get all his money back out of it, a full $11,000, and it's not looking good for him. He should have taken that first 9.2 offer, because it is not getting bid up the other times that it ran.
Because he paid extra because it had the good headlights, had both keys. So, you know, it's a little better of a vehicle, but now it's got the worst headlights, and it doesn't even run, no key.
All right, let's look at some active listings right now of some autobiographies. So
we're going to put you folks on to some deals.
So we were looking at these. I mean, like I said, we look at these things pretty often, but yeah, let's filter it down to what we were specifically looking for. So I think the generation's called the L405, and it started around 2013. Ran through 22. It did get a facelift in 2019 or 2018, but we'll look at it. We'll actually, yeah, let's pull up we'll go to auction history and look at that shortly. But the prices from 2017 to 2018 on salvage and retail jumped tremendously, man.
Because there's a big stigma about that first generation. I mean, especially the 2014s, the first year of it. I mean, a lot of it is correct. The coolant pipes, they will go. The timing chain guides, they will go. But also by the time you get to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth owner, are they really taking care of this $100,000 plus vehicle? No. They're treating it like the $10,000 car like they paid for it. So that's another reason why they end up going. But it's a British car, first of all, which then got bought by Ford. Not necessarily known for the best reliability, and then they hodgepodge all that together, and they create, Range Rover, which it's a nice vehicle. I mean, you get a lot for what you're paying, but you just want to find one that has been taken care of. Like this one I just bought, someone just got $6,000 worth of coolant pipes getting redone. They had to take off the supercharger, redo all of that. I found all the receipts just sitting in the glove box. Yeah, last year they brought it into the dealership and just got all of this work done.
All right, so search filters here. We're looking for our years, Range Rover autobiography to filter out all the garbage, and then we want the big bodies. All right, we don't want the Evoque, we don't want the Sport, we want the big bodies is what we care about. So we're gonna filter by our years, filter by our model, and there's not many. This is why I was so surprised to see that Range Rover SV went under our radar. Because, I mean, dude, it's not hard to check this. You can check, once a week and see if anything's been added. But look at this one right here. 144K miles. Ooh, on a Range Rover, you don't see too many get there. But my theory, you can weigh in on it. My theory, either it's a new engine in it at this point, or someone took really good care of it. It's got the same thing that yours had. It has a chassis code in the red arrow. Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that's a good luck charm. But look at this one. So this one's just an autobiography, not an SV, but it's got the full exec package. So you'll see it doesn't have the footrest here like the SV does. If we go back to the Range Rover here, Let's see if we can get a picture of that back seat. Show you what I'm talking about. Come on, show the footrest, guys.
It's only on the passenger side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it kicked
Yeah,
up.
here we go. So yeah, this is what you get on the SVs and the Holland Holland. You get the long wheelbase, so you get tons of leg room in the back. I don't know if you guys can see this, just like this guy right here, feet kicked up and all. Just like a Maybach, man. Except you're elevated, man. It's like a Maybach, but you look down on people when you're in the Maybach, but you're literally looking down on people when you're in the Range Rover because you're so high up. But yeah, so the normal autobiographies, they couldn't get that. Maybe you could have got an option like that. And then also, look at this. Yeah, does this one have the bad screen?
Yeah.
Yes, this
so
one's
there's
so
two levels
weird.
of screens. So you can get the small headrest screen, which I assume is less resolution. It's still a screen. You get a TV in the back seat, but then they have a level 2 one, which is extended out from the back of the backrest, and it's significantly larger as well.
I really wonder, because, look at this. They're both 2016 autobiographies, but this one got, and you see it on other SUVs, they got such a better screen. I wonder the cost difference there.
Yeah.
It must have not been too big, but, I hope it wasn't $1,000.
And in just the normal autobiography, you don't get the tray tables either.
I think you do. I mean, let's do some math here. How many buttons? Because the buttons are right here. These are the buttons for the tray table. Are there extra buttons here?
That. You see how there's the extra folding piece right in front? Because it folds out by itself. You just hit the button in that one and it folds out.
Where are the buttons? The buttons are gone. All right,
I'm sure
let's get a good picture. Can I get the top-down photo? Come on, guys.
You get the lamb's wool.
Okay, no, you might be onto something. There's definitely more buttons in the SV. Yeah, there's only one set of. There's 3 sets of buttons in the SVs. You got your left, right, shades, massaging on each side, and then you got your trays. Okay.
You can hit a button and it closes the door for you.
Really?
Yep. Right up here in the only in the SV.
Okay. We'll show them the SV here shortly. But yeah, this one is gonna be an amazing deal for someone. They're gonna get so much luxury. And here, let's do the test. The engine bay, it's been sitting.
Some leaves. Okay, it was parked by a tree.
But for 140K mile, this is like borderline, right? We talked about this earlier on a Panamera. This is
Well, what's going on that left side? What's that black box just sitting there?
Let's compare. Let's see this clean engine bay if they got a picture of it. Probably towards the bottom. Do they got a zoomed out picture? Or are they perfectly?
There's a black box there as well.
Yeah. Okay. It's a little dirty.
They hide a lot. They put a big engine cover over there.
Yeah.
You really can't see much. So you're really just going by the cleanliness. And how frequently do you think a Range Rover?
Yeah, I just noticed that on the 3.0, it's got the same engine cover. Even though
you can't even tell.
Yeah, that's so funny to me. But same black box, but it's borderline.
Well, it is a Range Rover. You know they are underneath there a lot.
Yeah.
They are looking at that.
Ooh, is that coolant stains in here? Or it does. Where was it? Where is it at? It said Texas or Florida. Okay, it could just be like salty condensation in there. Is that a thing? I don't know. But man, this one.
Let's go to yours, the one that you're bidding on next.
Yeah.
So, he missed out on the Holland Holland, but now he's got a SV, which he's just fiending for.
This thing runs next week, and if the things align, there we go. My vehicles. If things align, maybe we get my current Cayenne Turbo S sold in time. I just bought a house, so funds are a little tight, but let's see here. So this SV, I might have to stretch the budget and go, as well as this GTS. We'll get into that in a second, but let's show this SV first. So SV autobiography going next week in Atlanta. Okay, so this one, first picture, you got your two-tone, and you got all your damage right here. So a tiny little dent in the hood here. Little paint chips. That's savable.
But that's, with a car with 65K miles, you're going to have a couple paint chips,
Yeah,
a couple
but
scratches.
you see it's dented in right there, though. That's going to have to be fixed. That's going to look a little
Paintless
too
dent
janky.
removal.
You can get that fixed. But then, wheels cranked, and they're cranked opposite directions. Oh, God. So, I already thought, the suspension's obviously, you're going to need all new upper-lower control arms, new knuckle. What else? air strut maybe.
Probably leading arms.
Yeah, you're gonna need a complete suspension rehaul up front here for sure. But besides that, I mean, new headlight. The fitment looks good on the fender to the bumper.
I mean, when they say runs and drives, that is, one would think, oh, I can just drive this thing right off the lot. No,
No, that
not at all. It just means they turn the car on, the engine somehow turned on. It can be knocking, it can be shooting oil through the roof. It turned on, and then the car went into drive. Did it actually move? Who knows?
Who knows?
But it did go into drive. They could physically put it into drive. Now that's about the extent of runs and drives.
Here, let's listen to I mean, this engine bay is pretty clean on this one. Let's listen to the video.
That's about how they sound.
That's how this engine sounds
They sound
healthy.
like a truck.
This one does sound healthy. And you were saying there's zip ties on this somewhere.
Yeah, on the front bumper.
Are you saying down here?
No. On like the middle part. Go to the next photo.
We'll go to the middle.
Go to like the front.
Yeah, the front. Yeah, I assume that the steering wheel's just cranked and that's why that one's turned. Would you concur?
It's cranked one way.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, what zip? I mean, oh, okay, so yeah. So yeah, definitely need new mounting brackets. I mean, the radiator looks good. Are they hiding damage?
Yes.
Not always. Maybe the bumper was just hanging off.
Insurance, you can't always trust them. People think, oh, sellers are the only ones hiding stuff. Insurance, they'll try and hide something. They'll try and pull one on you. Now, not nearly as bad, because they don't really have the time to. The sellers are the ones who are, trying to make a quick buck. They'll make it look like it runs, and then, you get the car and it'll go down a mile. But, insurance doesn't have the time to pull as much shady stuff, but they still will.
I mean, yeah, look at this dash, man. No warning lights while it's idling, so that's a great start. Not even a chassis code, not even a red warning light.
Low miles, 60K miles.
I mean, it's low-ish miles. You probably wouldn't want to put more than 10,000 on this before selling, but boom.
The two-tone paint, too.
Yeah, two-tone paint. Not the best paint. I mean, I wonder if it's a wrap, or I wonder how they paint these, because...
They probably paint it all black first, and then they tape it off, and then they do...
I guess it's just panels, too. But yeah, let's look at this. So, boom. Your same rear seats as the Holland Holland edition we were looking at. The tables, everything. The screens. And, we didn't even talk about this. So, we've done some deep dive research into the sound systems in different cars. And we've devised that there are two standouts in the 2010s when it comes to sound systems. One, right here in the Maybach. This is called, what is it called?
The Burmeister.
But isn't this one like the 3D?
This is just as high end. It's the high end sound system.
This thing's crazy. How many speakers in here?
Over 20. I think it's 26.
How many amps or watts?
1,600.
1,600. So that's what we were basing off of. So in our Cayennes that we had, the Burmeister in there, what is it, 900 watt?
Yeah, it's 900 to 1,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And less speakers, no UFO speaker like this. The sound system in here is crazy. But through our research, there's one system that rivals the Maybach possibly. We haven't personally experienced it, which is why we need to get a car like this. But it's the Meridian system in here. I think they have something like 29 speakers, and it's a 1,700 to 1,900 watt system. It is insane. 2 keys on this car. I mean, I really got to bid on this thing just for the sound system at this point.
Yeah.
But look at this thing, man. This thing is baller. Unfortunately, fingers crossed, if I bid on it and win on it, the lamb's wool carpets are in the back, in the trunk, because it's just got some WeatherTechs on it. You can see the lot guy wanted to get a little comfy in here. He tracked all his muddy shoes.
Someone hopped in there. Someone got the full experience.
Yeah, he was like, let me test these seats.
Let me take it for a ride. Yeah.
But hey, 2 keys. I mean, this engine bay passes the cleanliness test. This engine bay looks sparkly, man.
Wait, what is this over here? Is that a wrench?
No, those are the same
okay.
lines. Here, let's see if we... let's see. I think, those are the exact same lines.
I thought someone left the wrench in there. I was like,
no. I mean, this engine bay looks spotless. Just got to repair that hood and... Maybe, I mean, it would say low coolant if it did hit the radiator. Maybe you do need a new crash bar, and maybe there's a couple sensors broken.
You always assume the worst. Assume the worst possible situation for a car. And then when it shows up and it's halfway there, you're like, this is great. I just won big. And you always lowball. So,
But I mean, this thing's a dream car of mine, and I mean, we can pull up numbers here. Let's
Oh, pull up that Cayenne too.
Oh,
Cayenne
the GTS.
GTS.
Here, yeah, we'll pull that up after. Let's look at some other. Okay, yeah, good thing I got these VINs handy right here. Let's go to Auto Helper, and I think this should be another SV Land Rover. So yeah, same color and everything. Let's see how, and about 10K more miles. Similar damage, man. Wow, this thing. It's got the running board. Yeah, air suspension's low.
Ooh, decent amount more damage. Yeah, that rear suspension.
Yeah, definitely. This one definitely got a bit more of a brunt. I mean.
But let's see what interior.
I mean,
Black
yes.
interior.
Okay, and airbags blown in this.
Oh. And doesn't run.
Oh,
Oh, it does.
runs.
Okay.
So this one ran, and it obviously had a low coolant light, so definitely radiator got hit in this one. But yeah, same thing. I wonder.
Headliner airbags went on both sides.
And this one had a dirty engine bay. Not many people are on that tech yet, but this one's hopeful because it sold this year. Similar miles, and I mean, it obviously was hit a little harder, but 10K, man, I think that bodes well for my options. I mean, if we consider this a good deal, 12K and below is the ceiling. 12K, you think, or is that a little high? I think 12K is a good target, especially for the miles, 65K miles.
It's a $200,000 car.
Yeah, I think I was searching up earlier. Those things, I think the Holland Hollands were like 250 to 300, depending on your options. But the normal SVs were like in that low 220, 230 range, depending on options.
I mean, I wonder what these first owners did. I mean, to afford a $220,000 car brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it does weigh enough for a tax write-off.
Yeah,
I bet you that's a lot of the reason why.
It's the same reason people buy G-Wagons, man.
Yeah.
Same. I mean,
Hits
people
that
couldn't
6,000.
write off these Maybachs. You had to be a super baller to get the Maybachs. Let's see, Range Rover. We want to go just normal Range Rovers. Advanced settings. We want to go trim SV Auto Biography. Let's see what's for sale clean title comps right now. We want 2015 to 2017. I was looking earlier. There's actually a good number of them right now. 5.0 Supercharged SV. No, I think that's mislabeled. I mean, here, let's check it out. 33K. Is it a true SV or? Oh, we also, there's the SV Autobiography Dynamics, which don't have the same luxury.
So it's on the short wheelbase version. So you don't get that legroom. You don't get the extension. They do make it a little more sporty, though. It does sit a little lower, stiffer shocks on there. And you get usually like a red stitched interior, something like that. You know, they try and do a more sporty interior rather than the luxury of the SV long wheelbase.
Here, let's see. This one had a crazy description on it. All VIN decoders and AI work differently and might not provide a proper description of the vehicle. Please see photo. Dude, I've never seen that before. These guys are targeting us. So it does say SV. I think that little red symbol back there
means
is
dynamic.
the dynamic, yeah. But I don't know, I could be wrong. These photos would load. Come on, show me the interior.
I mean, for me, the SV Dynamic, it's a cool car, but what really makes an SV, they kind of just take all of that. It's basically been castrated. They took away the, cool lifting out leg support. They took out the table. So, and you usually don't even get the 2x2 seats in the back, the executive seats.
Oh yeah, here they go. Yeah, so this one's a dynamic. It's got the diamond stitch, which is cool. I think they did it in some SVs, especially the .2s of the generation. You would get it in the actual ultra luxury SUV. But yeah, look at I mean, come on, man. Like, you got little leg room. This is a Range Rover, man.
I mean, look, they put that little red stripe on the armrest there.
Yeah.
So they try and make it a little sporty. They try and give it a couple touches, which I probably charged the original owner about 30, 40 grand for the SV Dynamic package.
Mm-hmm.
So they try and make it worth
I wonder,
their while.
here, search up, see if they were more or less.
Oh,
how they compare.
significantly less.
Really? I mean, it's, I guess, short wheelbase versus long, like physically more materials, but I bet they were similarly priced. The dynamics are definitely more common, but I think this one right here that I have pulled up is for sure a SV that we're talking about. So this one, black, Not a two-tone, so less expensive on the paint, but this one, same black interior, and yeah, it's got the tables up. Look at those tables right there. Footrests. No floor mats in this. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, has the floor mats in the trunk. Okay, it's got the, not the lambswool ones, but yeah, over 220 MSRP, and this one didn't even have the two-tone paint. And this one, they were asking $38K for 73 miles. So if we get it for $12K, that's right in the range that you want to be, right? Because that's 1/3 the cost of the clean title comparable before any repairs. So you want to be into your salvage title for a good number, a safe number, where you're not going to lose money. Is if you can get it fully repaired for 50% of the clean title comparables, you're doing good. You're not going to lose money for sure. You can always sell it for 50% of the clean. People are going to be chomping at the Facebook listing for 50% off, but you want to try to sell it for around that 75%, maybe even 80 if it's like a newer truck.
Low miles,
yeah.
Good options.
Sometimes,
really, but
yeah.
you make your money when you buy it, by buying it at the right price.
Mm-hmm.
If you get emotional with it and you overbid, you're like, I'm just going to keep bidding, bid, and then you end up too far into it, well, you just lost money right there because, you overbid. And, it happens. It happens to the best of us. It's a learning experience, but, And you get attached to some of these vehicles because, you're searching and searching for these certain options, certain colors. You find these rare, Holland and Holland editions. They only made 30 of them.
I would have went crazy for the Holland Holland.
He would have bid that thing up to the moon.
I would have bid it up to the moon with the other guy.
And sometimes it's literally just you and one other person bidding. And you're just starting a bidding war.
Yeah.
But
It only takes two to tango, man.
Yeah.
You can overpay if it's just one other guy. So yeah, this is the Cayenne GTS we were talking about. This thing, I don't know if you guys know, but the Cayenne GTS market's been on fire recently. So the GTSs, they started before any options were 88K before options? We'll see here in a second. Let's pull up the build sheet of this one before we start diving. So this is VIN analytics for Porsches. This is the coolest thing. No other make model has this thing. This is just for Porsches. So cool. So this one got up to 118, but this low cool tool. So they started at 83,000, the GTSs, and you can get them. You see them, optioned up to around 100,000 each time. But yeah, this one well above average. I mean, another 15K above average. Not the highest ever, but this thing's got everything you're looking for, man. The dynamic chassis control makes it a smoother ride. It's got your shades, entry and drive.
That's just where you don't have to put the key in to start it, and it locks whenever you walk away.
Burmeister, you got your high-end sound system, your smoking package, 4-zone climate, the updated headlights, rear seat entertainment, illuminate. It's got all the things, and we'll point it out as we go.
And usually people don't option out a GTS like this because it's in the middle. Usually a GTS, okay, it's sportier. They usually want the sporty options, maybe the exhaust, nice interior. But usually these really expensive options, they leave that for the turbo or turbo S buyer who's already spending another $50,000, $60,000 more than the GTS buyer. So they're comfortable spending, $6,000 for a sound system, $4,000 for a stitched interior, just splurging on some of those options. On the lower tiered ones, usually they don't splurge like this. So to see a GTS this well optioned is extremely rare. I mean, you just don't see it. People always say, oh, fully loaded, fully optioned out. Every single Porsche, that's what they always say on the listing, and they're usually very bare bones if you really know what to look for. But when you actually see a fully optioned out car like this, it's extremely rare.
Yeah, GTS market's been on fire, especially those .1s. I mean, 36K, these are like bringing Turbo S monies, which, like you just said, were 50% more of the cost. Turbo S's kind of started around that 140 before options, 145, and could get as high as, 200. So these things were almost double the price in some scenarios. And, I mean, this one had 54, so low miles, but still brought 36K. GTSs are on fire. Bid 2. So this one right here kind of sets the tone. Let me pull up this one color. This one, what is it? Perio green. How do you say it? Pedro Pascal green. This thing's crazy. Someone over 215K miles. I mean, these Porsche-derived V8s are reliable. That's why it's obviously made it to 215K miles. Still brought money. But I mean, they're not too much reliable past, this number. I mean, you see the occasional 250. You don't see ever. I've never seen one 300.
I've seen 300.
You seen 300? Hey, good for that one.
One.
Yeah, good for that one. But no, these are on fire. These are selling just as high as Turbo S now.
And having owned both of the Turbo S and the GTS, the Turbo S is significantly faster. And it handles better because it has the Porsche dynamic chassis control.
Which this one has. Yeah.
Oh, this GTS, very rare to have it in a GTS. But the GTS is just more emotional. You hear that V8. You feel like you're going faster in the GTS even though you're going half the speed. It has this raspiness from the V8 where the turbos, they put it in the exhaust path, so it really quiets it down. If you're in a stock Turbo S and you give it some gas, you're flying. I mean, that 550 to four wheels, I mean, you're moving. But in the GTS, you just feel the V8. You hear it, the rasp, you feel it kick down. So it's almost more of an experience in the GTS, and which on the used market, they're really appreciating that. I mean, a car which went for, 60% of the value of the Turbo is now selling for more. They've held their value better.
Yeah, and speaking to that, so the GTS so this is the 958.1 generation, so the .1s ran from 2011 to 14. Only the GTSs got sport exhaust, and I think it came standard on GTSs. So you got a much more rowdy exhaust, the NA, obviously you can hear the motor much better like you were saying. And people really want that because sometimes you don't want to be rowdy. You're starting your car in the morning, you live in a nice neighborhood. You don't want your car to be, but when you want it rowdy, you press that button and it gets rowdy for sure. And this thing had all the options. So older people hate on red interiors. I'm dying to get inside a red interior, man. Look at this thing. So this right here is the passport radar system. That's the controls for it. If we go to the front of this car.
Here, I'm going to check and make sure it's still recording.
Yeah, go ahead. On the front of this car right here, we got the passport radar laser diffusers. And look at this thing, man. Clean title. It's repossession. I wonder, I mean, I don't think repossessions ever get marked as salvage, so I don't think, and this one's seller, I think a bank is selling it. So I think this one, I mean, we'll test it. We'll bid on it. If we win it, we win it. But this one might put a test that sometimes it's worth buying from a seller, especially if it's repossessed and clean title. It's repossessed clean title, though. This might be the one, because it's the bank selling it, probably.
You got to get it really cheap. If you're buying from a seller, you got to do one up on them. I mean, they're usually going to have their buddy try and bid you out. So that's another thing that they do. If it's a seller, they'll have their friend just start bidding it up. And if their friend wins, they just deny the bid and they put it back up.
And sometimes you'll see a car, it's been listed for auction 50 times. And it's been, for the last 2 years, every week they relist it, just hoping some dumb person doesn't know how Copart works and then puts in one extra bid, and then they've just sold it and made all this money. So
yeah, let's pull up an example of that real quick. So this 911 Turbo is exactly what we're talking about. So this guy's got a I mean, honestly, if you look at it, you're like, oh man, dude, like these 911 Turbos, a clean title comp is going to be selling for like these low 100s, and they only want $58K for it, man.
Wow, that's such a good deal. And it's only hitting the front. You're thinking, oh, it's got a good engine. The engine's in the back. If it's hitting the front, it must be fine. You're looking, oh, just the neat airbag went. Okay.
Yeah.
It's got, ridiculously high miles for one of these. But,
oh, yeah.
I mean.
Forgot about that. But yeah, let's look at the auto helper bot on this one. This thing has a story to it. Yeah, I think they only want $48K if we go back to it real quick. So I think their buddy or them have it bid up to $46K, and if anyone bids on it, they're gonna win the auction, obviously, and they're gonna have it dumped on them, because this proves that the buy now was at $48K and they hiked it up to make the bid that they want to hit look more desirable. But look at this thing, man. This thing's been around the block, sold 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 25 to 26.
So it used to run. So the first time it got listed up, it turned on, it idled. Now it doesn't say runs and drives. So something's happened in that time period.
Yeah, whoever bought it or I don't think it even sold this time. I think the actual sale was probably this $50K number right here.
And it's all the same photos being
Yeah.
reused over and over again.
No. I think 50K. Yeah, coolant everywhere. And then this one, it hit a different yard. No more coolant. And this one, and then it updated photos again right here.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they'll move it from a Copart yard to a different Copart yard. Because sometimes people just shop one yard. And so they'll swap it somewhere else just to think, okay, we'll find another sucker to try and drop this thing on. Because obviously they had big plans, buying it. Okay, we got it for $30K. We can flip this thing. They found something catastrophic, which said, okay, we cannot sell this. Either it's the PDK is bad, that's going to cost $30,000. The engine's bad, it's got scoring. I mean, it's a 120K 911 turbo. It's lived a life and it's been wrecked now. So they found something catastrophic and they said, we can't deal with this. Rather than try and sell it on Facebook, something like that, we'd rather just throw it back on Copart, and you see how well that's going for them. But if some sucker who doesn't know how Copart works throws a bid, they're going to be in for a time. So that's why we try and warn everyone about this.
Yeah, they're almost never, honestly, it's a golden rule. We might bend the rules for this Cayenne in specific, but never buy from a seller if you can help it. I'm a little hopeful for this one just because it's repossession paperwork. It sounds like a bank selling it, or whoever the dealer was who gave the loan got it back and just wants it gone. Maybe there is some issue that they're hiding. I mean, here, let's listen to the engine real quick.
The only time to buy from a seller is if you can go see the car in person.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can go check it out yourself, lay hands on it, see what the engine's looking like, hear it yourself, really, hop in, that's one thing. But if you're buying it sight unseen, don't even mess with it.
And speaking to that too, something to check for, here, I'll try to pull it up in this picture right here. Something you want to check for when you're going to the lot, for sellers or for insurance, is this tag right here up in the top right of all the cars.
My phone just died.
Well, there's a tag up in the top right.
That might
As
be
y'all
a
can
sign
check.
for the end of the... We're almost at an hour.
But yeah, you can check. You can see if a bank's selling it or who's selling it. It normally says it up here on
Sometimes
this
it'll
tag.
put their name there.
Yeah,
And
if it's an individual.
I'll go to the auction that's close by us, and I'll see someone's name that I know, and I'll be like, oh, they just wrecked their car.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's wrapped around a tree, and I'm like, oh, I hope they're all right. But it is interesting.
Yeah. Well, shoot, guys. If you want to buy a Maybach, if you want to buy a Cayenne, if you want to buy a 911, if you want to LARP a little, all right?
Live a little.
You can do it for the low, right? You don't have to buy a rental. You can buy it, and you can make money doing it. You can have fun, enjoy the cars, flip them.
And a lot of the fun comes from the experience of building a car. I mean, that is, for a lot of people, that's all about, is the build. Is, okay, I want to put these mods on it. I want to put, this intake. I want to put these coilovers. I want to put these wheels. And buying it salvage or buying it at the auction in general, you get such a lower input into the vehicle that you can have all this cushion to put whatever mods you want and either break even, you got to drive the car for free, got to mod it up, and now someone else can enjoy it eventually once you've had your fun.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you could stand to make a little money too off of it.
Yeah, and this is the first episode of the podcast, obviously. I really hope that we are a source of knowledge for anyone potentially on the edge of this. They want it. You don't even have to buy a luxury car. You can just buy like a Toyota, right? You want a reliable Toyota? Maybe you find one with some, rear damage to the trunk and the rear bumper, but you're nervous about buying from auction. We hope this podcast can be used as a resource where we're helpful insights onto how the whole process of buying. We want to show you different cars. We got Subarus, Porsches, Mercedes, BMWs, Audis, everything you can imagine under the sun. We got a buddy who just bought a Honda, helped him buy a salvage title Honda. We want to help you guys learn what the salvage market is. And even if you already are super experienced in the salvage market, we want to take these deep dives like we did today and, talk about that. And, if you are a salvage seller as well and have a cool salvage car, hit us up. We are trying to connect. If you got a cooler Maybach, hit us up. If you got any car, we want to see your car, hear your story.
We want to interview you, or if you've bought a salvage car in the past, if you had a bad experience, we'd love to hear about it. We'd like to interview you, check out the vehicle or the story or whatever it might be.
Yeah, well. Summit Trust Auto, out.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Oh, stop the recording.